All right, you guys, so we are going to talk about biconditional statements today. So a biconditional statement is the conjunction of a conditional and its converse. Okay, so in symbolic form, we write this as P, if and only if, Q. So this arrow in the middle that goes both ways means if and only if. All right, so biconditional statements are true when both the conditional statement and the converse statement are true. So both the conditional statement and the converse statement have to be true in order for the biconditional statement to be true. So let's go ahead and look at some examples. Oops, zoom out. And I'm drawing on it, guys. This is fun. There we go. Okay. So let's look at example 3. All right, so example 3 says x squared equals 25 if and only if x equals 5. So let's get our conditional and converse statements true before we look at the truth value. So our conditional statement is if x squared equals 25, then x equals 5. All right, let's look at our converse statement. If x equals 5, then x squared equals 25. All right, let's look at the validity or the truth of each of these statements. Okay, so let's look at the conditional statement first. If x squared equals 25, then x equals 5. So let's test that out. So we know x equals 5. So we are going to plug 5 in for x and x squared. We know 5 squared, or 5 times 5, equals 25. And we have 25 on the right side. So 25 equals 25, that is a true statement, okay? But x equals 5 is not the only x value that would give us 25 if we plugged in for x squared. And let's talk about that for a second. So if we had negative 5, for example, we plugged, if we plugged negative 5 in for x, we have negative 5 squared, which is negative 5 times negative 5. Negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25, which gives us 25 equals 25. That is also a true statement. So because we plugged in 5 and negative 5 and both expressions came out to be true, this conditional statement is false. Okay? So because the conditional statement is false, the truth value of the biconditional statement is also going to be false. Remember, both the conditional statement and the converse statement have to be true in order for the biconditional statement to be true. Because our conditional statement in this case was false, the whole thing is false. Okay, so false because our conditional statement was false. All right, let's look at example 4. So example 4 says, if I get 10% off, or I will get 10% off if and only if I spend at least $75. So again, let's go ahead and get our conditional and converse statements down first, and then we'll talk about the truth value. So the conditional statement is going to be, if I get 10% off, then I spent at least $75. The converse statement is, if I spent at least $75, then I will get 10% off. Okay, now let's talk about the truth value. Okay, so the conditional statement is, if I get 10% off, then I spent at least $75. Okay, that makes sense. The converse statement is, if I spent at least $75, then I will get 10% off, which also makes sense. So in this case, since both the conditional and converse statements were true, the biconditional statement is going to be true.